In Japan's feudal heartland, during a time of war and rivalry, the legendary figure of Miyamoto Musashi rose to fame. He was a wandering samurai, a swordmaster, and a brilliant strategist. His real story mixes with the legends that have grown from his amazing feats. His epic duels, constant quest for perfecting his skills, and wild spirit have inspired admiration and fascination. Musashi, the lone samurai, followed the path of the sword and became a Japanese cultural icon. But who was the man behind the myth? Was he a ruthless duelist chasing glory by defeating his opponents, or a martial artist and philosopher who saw the sword as a way to find enlightenment and harmony? Japan was in a stormy period with feudal lords fighting for power and land. Against this backdrop, in the quiet village of Miyamoto, a boy destined for greatness was born. His name was Benos. His birth was marked by tragedy as his mother Omesa collapsed from childbirth complications, leaving him motherless. This early loss deeply affected Benos' childhood. Raised by his father, the swordmaster Miyamoto Musashi, and his monk uncle, Benos grew up under the shadow of this tragedy, developing an independent spirit and a deep sense of loneliness. Through hardship, he built up a strong inner strength and determination, traits that would drive him on his journey as a samurai and turn him into the legend we know as Miyamoto Musashi. Without his mother's love, Benos found a strict master in his father, Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi was a skilled samurai known for his excellent swordsmanship and dedicated himself to teaching his son the ways of the warrior. Benos showed a natural talent for combat from a young age and quickly learned the techniques his father taught him. The jeet, an iron weapon with a hook, became Musashi's specialty, and Benos learned to use it skillfully, developing a unique fighting style that combined strength and precision. But Benos' education wasn't just about the sword. His uncle, the Buddhist monk Doran, tried to teach him values of compassion, mental discipline, and the search for self-knowledge. But Benos was a rebellious boy. The relationship between father and son was a mix of admiration and rebellion. Hungry for more knowledge and recognition, Benos questioned Musashi's teachings, wanting to go beyond tradition and create his own fighting style. Musashi, a traditionalist, saw his son's boldness as disrespectful. Arguments between them grew more frequent, made worse by Musashi's heavy drinking. This led to a painful separation between father and son. Feeling misunderstood and eager to prove himself, Benos decided to leave home and make his own way. He adopted a new name, a symbol of his independence and his resolve to become a samurai recognized for his own abilities. Teiko, the new name he chose, signified a fresh start, a break from the past, and the search for a glorious future. Freed from tradition's bonds, the young warrior was ready to face the world's challenges, wielding his weapon with unwavering determination. Teiko began living in the woods like a wild animal. He was aggressive, and when he met other young men on his path, their encounters almost always ended in fights. Driven by a burning desire to prove his superiority, Teiko threw himself into battles, testing his skills and learning from each fight. He was strong and brave, and with each victory, his confidence grew, boosting his ambition to become a swordsman. The flame of ambition was already burning in Teiko's heart. News that Adam Maki, a celebrated samurai and expert in the traditional Shinto Ryo school, was challenging anyone who dared to face him spread. He was traveling around Japan, defying other swordsmen to test and display their skills. He accepted duels to increase his fame and test his combat techniques. Knowing his son's inexperience, Musashi forbade him from taking part in the duel, but Teiko, blinded by his youthful boldness, disobeyed his father and signed up for the duel in defiance. News of the challenge spread quickly. Teiko's courage in facing an experienced samurai like Adami caused astonishment and disbelief. When Adamaki learned that a boy had accepted the challenge, he approached the boy's monk uncle. He told him that at the set time, Teiko would have to show up and apologize to everyone for his childish actions. The monk said he would talk to the boy but warned the warrior that he was not a normal kid. His spirit was like that of the forest beasts, and it was rumored that he trained his skills with the mountain tangles. When the time came, the square was crowded with onlookers eager to witness the unequal fight. In his imposing black robes, Adaki entered the combat arena wielding his katana. Teiko, dressed in simple clothing and carrying a wooden bulin, looked fragile and unprepared against the veteran samurai. It looked like David versus Goliath. Teiko was not there to apologize but to fight. The duel began, with powerful thrusts. Araki attacked mercilessly, hoping to end the fight quickly because he could not risk being humiliated by a young boy. Agile and intuitive, Teiko deftly dodged the blows, Using his youth and speed as weapons, the young man then showed surprising determination and ferocity. Musashi attacked Ki with all his strength and speed, surprising his opponent, not expecting such an aggressive attack from a boy. Ki was quickly overpowered and put on the defensive. Musashi disarmed him and, with a powerful blow, seriously wounded Ki in the head. The duel resulted in Adamaki's death from head trauma, marking Musashi's first victory in Mortal Kombat. Taiko's triumph further inflated his wild ego, which would later become known as Musashi. This duel profoundly impacted Musashi's life. The victory over a trained and experienced swordsman not only cemented his confidence in his abilities but also set him on the path to becoming a legend. However, while Taiko was starting to prove his prowess as a swordsman, he still had the spirit of a forest demon. If he could not tame his inner beast, he would never achieve the greatness he sought.